yeah.
Right. Dave.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Hey.
Good.
What? Okay.
Why
Let's
Why
stop.
have we just all of a sudden become awkward? Dave, how is your day been, Dave?
How was your
It's
evening?
okay. And now, as we are sitting here talking, it is Friday, and I'm done with class, and I don't really have any homework due, so I am vibing right now.
Nice.
That is great.
By the way, our lovely 5 years, I've got a cold, and that's why my voice sounds really weird today.
Yeah.
I look like I stepped on sandcastle today, so my camera ain't on.
Flint Marco.
Yes.
He's just sand. He's not even Sandman. He's just a sand print.
I love Dave's drawers in the background. They're so fancy.
I know.
Yeah, this has always been like a staple of my TikTok videos, just the dresser in the background.
They're
And
really
so-
nice. I like them.
You've also got the obviously you've got Milner. I see that you've got Milner hanging up.
And he's been hanging there for the past 3 years, honestly.
You just haven't moved it.
Yeah. I made one video with him, but I haven't really should use him more probably.
Yeah, you could have a thing for your spider soda where it's just he's worthy of Milner or something. You'd be like,
It's like, hey, you dropped this.
he's just like,
He drops it.
oh, he's like, oh snap. And he's just like, I guess, and he just gives it back to Thor, sort of like a Vision moment in Age of Ultron, where he's like,
It's just like,
I should use my Stormbreaker more. I made a Stormbreaker in lockdown and I haven't.
Break is so cool. I forgot you did that.
I made a Stormbreaker. Why don't you use it?
I made a full-on Stormbreaker out of cardboard.
Whip it out. Whip it out.
Whip it out.
Whip it out.
Okay. Excuse the dressing gown. Wait.
But I mean, it is a glorious bunda.
It is.
I don't know how well you can see. Hang on.
With it,
Oh, that is
It's
blinds himself in the process.
so beautiful.
it's glorious.
This all. What?
I tried making a Stormbreaker as well, but it didn't work out. It just ended up being a stick.
Yeah.
Rather than Thor, it's just Gandalf.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. It's just a Gandalf moment. I mean, I've also got the I've got the fucking thingy sword from Zelda. The Master Sword. That's it. It's called the Master Sword.
A thingy sword.
I got it at Comic Con when we went,
Oh, lovely.
and it's made out of foam. I'm so professional. I'm eating whilst we're recording. I'm so professional.
I'm already struggling to breathe with my cold. I'm gonna take my camera off and my mask off.
Oh, okay.
Disclaimer: I see prop shop shells are really easy to breathe through. I just have a cold at the moment, and masks are not fun with a cold.
You gotta stay patriotic to Dan, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she has to
Dan's
stay
awesome.
patriotic to Dan. She's an ambassador, and she feels
Even if I wasn't, though, I still would hype him up. That's why I became an ambassador, because he was like, "Yeah, you already hyped me up a lot, so might as well."
You goddamn.
I hit my tooth.
Jake, stop showing off.
Showing off.
Stop showing off.
Peter B. Parker moment.
Legit.
Yeah.
I'm just wearing.
Every day he's turning more and more into Peter B. Parker.
He just hasn't got the grumpiness.
Yeah.
Are you sure about
He's
that?
not
Yeah.
bitter enough.
He does on some days. He doesn't.
Some days, but most of the time, Jake's just this happy-go-lucky guy without a care in the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
That couldn't have been worded any more cringe. But
Yeah.
I need coffee. So.
True, though.
Normal days he's a happy jabby, and then sometimes he's not.
The ADHD kicks in, or
When he gets on all of our nerves, he's not.
like
So he's Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I guess
Oh dear.
I'm being called that.
What? Okay. Which
He is the
which Spider-Man would you compare yourself to? All of you, go. It could be any Spider-Man ever.
Like just personality wise,
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I'm inclined to say Tom Holland Spidey because
I can picture that.
it can be hella stupid sometimes. I'm just trying to vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Mine would be. I know this is a. I'm just trying. I think mine. I would compare my personality to the Spectacular Spider-Man one. So,
The
John.
teenage Spidey,
Yeah.
but he's competent. He's cool. That's what he's doing.
Well, Leah.
Yeah.
Your turn to answer the question.
Okay, I'll be there in a sec.
That's not the question.
Before my voice breaks, yeah, I'll answer this question. I would probably also have to say Tom because of how nerdy he is with Star Wars as well, and also with Aunt May. Reminds me a lot of my auntie as well. Like she's around the same age and like doesn't look it and stuff.
And she's called Auntie Mel.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, and
Pretty close to Aunt May.
and just Ned and Peter's friendship is just like our sort of friendships and stuff as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah. I think Tom for me.
Fair enough. Sis.
I think
Fair enough.
personally, I'm very Ultimate Spider-Man-y.
Oh, you definitely, yeah.
The show or the comic.
Yeah, I was
Well,
going to say the same thing.
I think the comic book.
I already presumed it was the comic book.
I mean,
Yeah.
the hair. Just
Gang.
Sorry.
well, the hair mainly. That's.
Nah, bro. I got that angst. I can be an asshole.
Oh, you,
The
no,
criticism.
you are very angsty. I will say. Dave,
Yes.
you've been doing. How long have you been doing your Philly Spider-Man shenanigans now?
Well, I first started doing like cosplay posts on Instagram, and it was like I first started the Philadelphia Spider-Man page, and it was like November of 2019. But I didn't start doing TikTok videos until March of 2021.
March
At-
2021.
Yeah, at that point, I had been mostly just doing Instagram posts of me doing Spider-Man poses.
Sure, it wasn't 2020.
No. It was 2021.
Hmm.
Because I started my TikTok when I first got like a bunch of new suits when Print Costume did like a buy one get one free deal. So I got
Yeah.
suits, but I only paid for 6.
Ooh.
Damn.
That's
Oh, yeah.
quite decent. But yeah, again,
You scroll down onto my TikTok page, like all the way down to the beginning, you'll see like when
I
I
do that
was
sometimes when I'm bored. I'll just go.
yeah.
I don't know what I've just joined back to, but I just wanted to say I really like your suits and stuff, like your Sona suits. They're so cool. They're the perfect amount of classic but also unique.
Yeah.
Like it's not too different, but it's also like really unique at the same time. I love it.
Thank you. That's been something that I've been working on for quite a while, and even before I was cosplaying it. Just like, okay, what can I do to like make my own Spider-Man, like make my own Spider-Man costume?
Yeah.
And I actually went through one of my old sketchbooks just to see, what I used to do, and I'm like, dang, some of these, I could see where it's going, but like these are terrible. So it's cool to see the evolution there.
That
Yeah.
there is a true Spider-Man moment. I'm not gonna lie. You just explaining that story literally gave me the vibes of it's fully just like Peter going through his sketchbook and he finds a really cool design that he's got, and it's just like I want to do this, and it's just that just felt like a proper Spider-Man moment.
Well, thank you. But yeah, pretty much just my current Philly suit that's on the way. That's like for me. I'm like, okay, that's it. Like nothing else needs to be changed. Like this is it.
Until that one gets like a rip in the thumb, you're like,
I'll just buy another one, But as far as the design goes, I think I'll just keep it as it is.
yeah, fair enough. Keep it.
I'm so glad.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's fair enough.
so glad that I learned how to sew, so if any of the seams rip on my suits, I don't have to get a new one.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
I just
Unless
so
I want to.
Oh, my uncle, he's good with like sewing clothes and stuff, which is good because my classic one, like, hang on, I'll bring out the mask just to show. This one with like the textured fabric that is like my favorite thing in my collection. That one's starting to like rip a little bit, and
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to make some repairs on that, and with his help.
Dave,
So,
be honest with us. Will you just sometimes, for no reason, put a suit on and then just like lie in your bed?
yeah, well, I wouldn't lie in bed, but I just look in the mirror and just like,
Just
pose.
pose
Like,
that.
yeah, look-
Oh yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
And the thing that I do, that's the thing I do all the freaking time. Especially with the asthma suit.
Pretty sure I've
not even just to like make a
That's
video or
insane.
take pictures, just to do it.
just wearing
Just
it. Yeah, like I've just been wearing this for most of the day. I had the full suit on earlier, but obviously right now I'm just wearing the shirt. I am also I love this suit. I'm so proud of it. And again, I thank Leah and Noah for the help they put in with this.
I'm proud of Noah's work.
Yeah, Noah's work, because Noah designed the front logo, and we all like took turns cutting it out of the foam and stuff.
So it was frustratingly difficult for some reason.
Yeah,
By the way, you can't hear me chewing, can you?
no,
No.
he
Good.
marked out all the red for this bit of the suit, and all of that,
What was on him?
out, and then he also glued it to me whilst I was like laying on the floor. There's an image of that somewhere where I'm just like, ugh.
I can get
That's
it.
on Leah's Instagram, yeah. It was,
On Leah's Instagram. I love
Hold
that
on.
picture. It's just brilliant. And
yeah,
that's
basically, I glued this stuff to him, and he sat there, and it was like laying on the floor for 25 minutes each time. It was beautiful.
it was such like that was wasn't it a video, Noah, and then it became photo.
There you go.
Hang on, I'm gonna enhance this. And that's back when I had my weird goatee thing.
I like your goatee.
It was
Well,
it did suit me.
You don't look too fancy in this one though. You look a bit dead. You look a bit high. I mean, yeah. Then there was Jake is now vulnerable for the next 20 to 25 minutes. I'll DM you his address.
Say we're all just a couple of
He'll be back.
artists who are, we just make do with what we've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, yeah.
We can't mannequins. What are those?
Oh, mannequins are so expensive. It's ridiculous.
I use a pillow.
Yeah, that's pretty much what
I've
I've
got
done.
like a torso mannequin, which is quite useful sometimes.
You know what you could do?
Yeah.
Which is what I'm gonna do. Is get like an old shirt, like an old long sleeve shirt or like pair of leggings that you aren't using, and then just like wrap your entire body in duct tape, and then you cut the clothes off yourself, and then you tape them back so you have like the shape of your body now, and you just stuff it full of like I don't know, like cotton,
Oh, that's actually quite a good idea.
and boom, mannequin that's like fitted to you.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
That's pretty dope.
So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna do that at some point.
And as you were saying like earlier on with like your evolution, your drawings and stuff is so cool now as well. Like your drawings come a long way, and your stickers are so cute. I really need to buy one of your stickers at some point.
You know,
Yep.
Go buy
Go
Dave's
around,
stickers. They're beautiful.
buy them, please. Yes, buy them.
I'll link
Yep.
if you send me the link after this. I'll put it in the bio. So link in the bio for Dave's stickers.
Get some
The
of that.
description, Jake.
Description.
Link in the description.
But
Bios.
yeah,
We should just have our profile picture as like just buy Dave stickers. Just promote it everywhere.
yeah. So
Also,
Dave,
like,
now we
maybe at some
promoted you.
point-
Do we get free stickers?
Jake, come on.
You're such an ass, Dave.
Y'all would be my
You're
sponsors.
such an ass.
Man.
Yeah.
Speaking of art, I might turn this into a print at some point, and I just did this fairly recently. The,
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
It's
love
so
that. I saw that and I was
cool.
like, it's amazing.
I love it.
Absolutely love
and make little funny little art posts with the 8 of them.
Yeah. So that's
Really
still
cute.
quite good. Ow, my teeth hurt. Ow.
Pizza subs.
No, it's the sweets. If I have like sweets and eat on my right side of my mouth, it just like they go all tingling. It hurts. So I'm just eating all that shit now.
There should be a big Spider-Geddon style event that has all of our spider people in it and other spider people and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I am working on a little something. I've been working on a little something for like over a year now.
Oh wow!
Remember that I approached y'all. I'm like, hey, send me a picture of y'all like full body in your Spider-Man costumes because I'm gonna this thing.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah.
I think
I haven't forgotten about it. The Sinister 60 project where it's a bunch of Spider-Man cosplayers against like Spider-Man villains from the different movies and TV shows and comics and whatnot.
Mm.
So haven't forgotten about it. It's taken me much longer than I.
Oh, I can imagine it takes a lot of God, what is it called?
effort.
Effort, but like a good mental mind to do that as well, like mental state to get around to get hold of them.
Yeah.
A lot of motivation.
Motivation. That's what I was looking for. Motivation.
Yeah, last one I did was
English language.
the lizard.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
Love that.
I think
Lizard is so underrated. I love Lizard.
Yeah.
So do
Oh,
I.
yeah, Vulture.
Yes.
Love it. I love it.
Who be saying? Right? The villain had no good motivation in Amazing Spider-Man.
He wanted to like make the whole world equal, which meant turn everyone into
Exactly. People seem to brush it over. It's annoying.
I think they should have left the scene with his kid in. That would have made it a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that like people point to that plan and be like, "That's so stupid and silly," and I'm like, maybe, but it was his motivation from the original books,
Yeah.
And it's been his motivation from the start of the film. He wanted to be equal. He wanted to be the same as everyone else. That meant have 2 arms, but it led to him becoming lizard.
I'm a giant lizard now, so I guess I got to make everyone else just giant lizards too.
It's like I wanted my arm back. I got it back, but I turned into a lizard.
I'm telling y'all, we would have won if we were all lizards. I'm just saying.
I really do think there should have been like one civilian. Like, why is everybody mad? This is awesome. There's
Yeah, that would be you.
It would be, yeah. I would want to be a lizard.
Make me a lizard. I want to smell with my tongue.
Oh, by
I've got
the
a
way,
giant prehensile tail now. That I can hit things with.
My tail has fallen off. Huh?
Instant regen.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to say, I think I've got a bit of delay because I realize I speak and then somebody tries to speak and then stops. So I'm sorry if I'm like interrupting people. On my side, I'm not, and I think I might have a bit of delay.
You're good.
I don't want to interrupt people.
Wait, no. Okay, the last one I had done, this project that I'm working on was Carnage from.
Oh,
whoa!
That's awesome.
I love the whole the parts of him are sticking to the floor, and it's not just like feet. It's not Venom's weird bare feet.
It's like gum.
That's one thing I enjoyed about Let There Be Carnage. Like Carnage himself was the fact that like Venom, the tendrils are out all the time, and he's like got all this like slimy goop coming off of him.
He's got wiggly woos.
Yeah.
Just like brilliant.
Wiggly woos, yeah.
That's what they're called. They're not called tendrils. They're called wiggly woos. Get with the times, Nor.
Damn.
From now on, that is what I will refer them as. Wiggly woos.
That is so 2 minutes ago.
Something you'd say.
Tendrils? Tendrils, that's so 8 months ago.
That's old hat, you see.
Yeah. But no. Speaking of that film, what did you think of that film, honestly?
Well, I'll say this. I liked it more than the first Venom movie, and it is not perfect, and I acknowledge the flaws that it has, but I still really enjoy watching it.
Well, I would I agree with you on that one. Actually, that's how I'd say I'd feel about it. Because at first I watched it, I was like, something ain't right here. It just didn't feel like it was perfect. I thought it was from like with it was being hyped up so much, and it looked like we were gonna get like something so amazing, and it turned out to be like a little bit rubbish, just a little bit. There were still
Yeah,
some good scenes, like the
it was
whole
entertaining.
literally, it was
That's the
still
bottom
good
line.
everything except a certain few things, like
Yeah.
especially like spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen Let There Be Carnage. It's like the
It
bit.
doesn't matter. We don't need a spoiler alert for it.
I think it
Yeah, I
came
know,
out
but
last October.
yeah, I know, but some people might moan about it, so I ain't risking it.
No, they won't.
We don't have that much of a fan base yet. Don't worry.
That's a good point. So the bit where he's just like, "Oh fuck this guy," and eats Cletus's head. Just oh,
It's the end of Carnage.
that's
No,
it.
the movie. That's it.
That's
Go.
it. A villain that is like so like profound, especially in the mainstream Marvel universe as Spider-Man villain. The same guy who lobbed children, not no, sorry, let me specify, babies out of windows for fun.
And he dead. He
The
dead
same
as
guy
hell.
who like consumed a whole slaughterhouse of poultry and meat in general, so he could be strong enough to fight someone. I can't remember who it was, but just nom. That's it.
And even like, oh, like Venom leaves him for like a later movie, like, well, you don't have a symbiote now, but then it's like, no, it's in his blood, and he's gonna come back for the third one, and like we'll have Toxin and Venom team up. Nope, I'm just dead.
Well, I mean, they've already hinted that we're going to get Scream.
Personally, didn't like Let There Be Carnage, but I'm not too keen on Carnage in general. It's just like I get if like people like Carnage, then that movie's great to them. But I've never been too fond of him. And it's the same with who is it? Who is the girl one? Is that
Freak.
yeah, Scream?
Not Scream.
I didn't really like her, to be honest.
I found her annoying in the movie, especially.
Same. I couldn't stand her.
Forget, like,
Yeah.
Could have been so much better than it was.
Yeah. Go on now.
I personally like the first one more. But I'll give it to Let There Be Carnage. That Carnage felt like the more natural antagonist for that film. Riot was just a dumb choice for the first one. Because you could have gone with any other, like, more famous or, more well-known symbiote, but you go with Gunmetal Grey Riot. It's
Yeah.
What does antagonist mean, by the way?
bad guy. So you got the protagonist and the antagonist. The protagonist is the good guy, the antagonist is the bad guy.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
we follow the protagonist, but the antagonist is the one that like keeps the protagonist from achieving whatever goal they have.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Antagonist is the naughty man.
Naughty man.
So very, very, very good explanation there. Naughty man. Can't deny that.
Yeah.
So
I got to get it down.
yeah. So I've been Dave. I've been working on something. I did actually ask you, but I fell asleep. I asked you if you could help me out with it, but I fell
I remember
asleep.
this.
So I fell asleep then. I was just like, because my sleep pattern's not been very good, but I'm trying to sort it out. I asked you for help on it, and one of the characters who's in it, I think, because you must have read the concept part, didn't you? Sin Eater.
Ah.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that story, by the way, from the books. Like I haven't like read it fully myself, but like I've seen other people talk about it, and I've seen pieces of it floating around online, and I'm like, dang, this is like really like this is a crazy book.
Yeah, and he's quite an underrated villain in my opinion, which is why I want to use him for that idea. And fun fact, it's quite funny how I chose that because I was looking, because I went to my to a corner shop the other day, and I go to the magazines bit, and I see a Spider-Man comic. Who appears in it? Sin Eater. He's actually back in the comics after years and years of being gone. He's resurfaced.
Well, actually, I did read one of Nick Spencer's Spider-Man stories in which Sin Eater like comes back, like he's brought back from hell, and now like, he's not just some guy with a shotgun that's like shooting people. He can like consume the sins of other people and make himself stronger.
Because that's what. Because if you've read like into the full backstory, the Sin Eaters were an actual thing. It used to be, say, if someone died, but they were never forgiven of their sins, they used to lay them out naked. I know this sounds weird, and they would put food on them, and leave them outside, and the Sin Eater would consume the food, which would then consume their sins. Now,
that was like a regular Tuesday night for me.
Yeah. Long story short, Sin Eater, a really cool villain.
Yes, and in fact, in that story that I mentioned before, he gets a hold of Juggernaut, consumes all his sins, becomes this like giant, gross-looking, like it's like Sin Eater if he was Juggernaut, except like, I mean, obviously Juggernaut, like he has the helmet that's like huge, but, like Sin Eater's whole head becomes like the shape of the helmet, so it's like his head is just like this lump on the top of his torso. It's gross looking. Like,
I wonder what you have now.
I gotta look it up.
I need to look this. I need to look at this now. It's like when someone tells me not to look something up, I'm gonna look it up.
No, go right ahead.
I want to like Sin Eater Juggernaut.
Pretty much.
Okay, I'm just.
Spider-Man and Green Goblin have to team up to eat him.
To eat him. I just heard
beat him.
Beat. Okay, because I think it lagged out, so all I heard was eat him.
I think, speaking of the Green Goblin, I think the Green Goblin is at his absolute best when he's like vicious and like not really a scheming mustache twirling kind of villain, but like when he's dangerous and feral, like he was in No Way Home. I've really loved those versions of the Goblin where he just has like no limits on what he does. My guy body slammed him into through floors in an apartment building. It was amazing.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe's Goblin and then Spectacular Spider-Man Green Goblin are my favorite versions of the Goblin, I think.
Yes.
Well,
that's it.
It sounds like a frog and a parrot.
That's my sleep paralysis demon.
Sin Eater Juggernaut.
That is beautiful.
That's my dad.
I'm trying to think of what he looks like. He looks like... He just looks like a penis to me. I'm sorry. He looks like a...
What penises have you been seeing? Jesus.
Well, I mean...
Jake been looking at penises? I mean, yeah, he has been going on Omegle recently.
I go on there just to troll people sometimes. But it's usually...
Did you find the do yet? No. Disappointment.
I'll get into play the Tazn 2 theme.
Do if you're watching this, baby girl, make another Omegle video.
We love to do.
So, Dave, what's on your mind?
Why the hell?
Oh man,
the grind.
Right now, I mean, since you had mentioned your Spider Sona story that you're trying to build, I can definitely help you with that because I've already or I shouldn't say I've done it yet because I'm still actively working on it. I'm building 3 different versions of Spider-Man from the ground up, especially the Philadelphia Spider-Man right now. But I think I might have mentioned this before in passing. The Spider-Man that cross over with the Philadelphia Spider-Man in that story is, I call him the Extraordinary Spider-Man and the Legendary Spider-Man. And basically a reimagining of Spider-Man, just a little different than what folks are used to, but it's not really much new. It's just how events will unfold.
Yeah.
Here, I'll find a picture.
Invested in this legendary Spider-Man. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that does sound awesome. I like the sound of that one.
Is that Spider Barney? Spider Barney, Leo.
Spider
Yeah.
Man.
I would say think of,
That's the actual Neil Patrick Harris Spider Man.
Yeah, it's just
I would
Spider-Man.
say think of him like the legendary Spider-Man is like older, like more bitter and grizzled Spider-Man, and
sort of like Peter B. Parker in a way.
like Peter B. Parker and Tobey Maguire mixed together.
Oh, that's a good
And-
one, bro.
And the extraordinary Spider-Man is like the Spider-Man who's like in his prime and he's thriving, like PS4 Spider-Man, for example. Like,
Yeah.
here's the three of them together.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
It's the extraordinary Spider-Man and the legendary Spider-Man. Oh,
That's
Yeah.
epic sauce. Epic sauce.
Oh, spicy chicken wing.
so I can definitely help you with creating.
Chicken.
I can help you with creating a lore for your Spider-Man.
Yeah, because it's not really like a Spider-Sona story. It's more just. Sorry, sweet in the mouth. So
Sorry, I'm eating.
it's more of. It's going to be a mini series of like YouTube videos.
Mhm.
And it's basically just going to be Peter Parker, but he's British. So like a sort of reinvention of the character. Because I wanted to do something like that. Because I feel inspired to. Because I've got like a decent amount of free time at the moment. And I'm going to try and invest in more equipment as well. So I might actually do like maybe like a Ko-Fi thing. So I can invest in better equipment so I can actually do this. And,
Yeah, do a Coca campaign, you know?
yeah. And at the moment, obviously, I'm just writing up the concept of it. And I still don't even like have a plot. And I don't even know what I'm going to have the big bad as. Like, it could be Sin Eater, it could be someone else. Because I'm trying to do this like without any budget. But there will hopefully be some CGI scenes. I'm going to hire someone from like Fiverr to do some. Pardon me. For me, because I think that's actually quite a good idea.
Depending on CGI like you want doing, you could like do some of them for free, like yourself.
Yeah, learn how to use Blender and stuff.
Like, I know how to do webs and blood and stuff. Like there's
Yeah,
some
I know. Leah, when it comes to the webs, I'm going to try and be practical because I want to like do mix. I want to show my ability of practical effects.
Oh yeah,
as
that would
well.
be really cool. I'm just saying some of them you could do yourself, like the CGI. It was just an example.
Yeah,
Because
'cause,
you're
like,
gonna do really good with the
When it
webs.
comes
of
to
it.
webs and stuff, I can make it out like that. I can use like string, and I
Yeah.
can figure out ways to actually make that look good. 'Cause,
I am really excited to see this. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I am looking forward to still coming up with the idea. And I love the name. The name's growing on me. Dude in Tights is just like, it's just cool. I love that. I'm gonna
It's
try and
it's
use,
just like
yeah,
it's just like
it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. It's perfect.
Which, speaking of that, I think I might have mentioned this to you before, but the whole, idea of like building a world for like the Philadelphia Spider-Man actually came from you, because Instagram posts you've done, or it's you make a piece of art or two, and then write in the caption what the story behind it is. I'm like, that's so cool. So you inspired me to start doing that a little bit.
I won't lie, when you messaged me that, I was so happy, right?
Mhm.
Because I did start off as a fan of you, so the very fact that I can inspire you to do something is really, really cool. And yeah, creating a story behind a Sona is really, really fun because there's so many avenues you could explore, and you could try like how do I explain this? Go off of what previous stories have done, in terms of already existing Spider-Man media, or you could try and make up something completely new. And while
What me and Leah are trying to do.
yeah, something completely new is obviously more difficult. I've struggled with that quite a bit. Over the it's English. I've struggled with that a little bit.
You got
But-
it. You got it.
100%, man. I feel you.
It's so fun to do.
Literally
Right.
anything goes. Like, you can do literally anything you want with it.
Exactly.
Have you ever seen anything to do with mine and Jake's comic?
I'm sorry.
I think that was a question for you.
I'm sorry, what was it?
I said, have you ever seen anything to do with mine and Jake's comic?
I think you made a post on TikTok showing off recently, like stuff you were working on.
Oh yeah, that was Eclipse. I wrote a whole that's a whole different one. I wrote a whole script for our Spider Soners, and I've got like original villains that we've made up and stuff in it. And
Yeah, no, I've read that bit where it's like the shadow monster that you were writing about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only a select few have got to actually read the comic.
Yeah, Gly read it and she loved it.
Yeah, Spider Gly. She's very cool. Have you heard of Spider Gly, Dave?
Yeah, she's the one with. She's got the. It's like a magenta colored spider suit with like.
Yeah, and she's got like the utility belt, and she's got like the long Converse.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He just has a picture to hand. She is awesome. She's actually going to be coming on air at some point.
You drew that, didn't you, Dave?
What happened?
That drawing, you did that, didn't you?
Yeah, just like I did the one of you and Noah. I haven't done Jake yet.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I'll get a good picture of my my Mark II suit, and I'll get that so you can.
It's really funny with them drawings because Boss Cos comes to me for patterns quite a lot, and every time he sends me a reference, I'm just like, yeah, that's Dave's drawing. I just know that's Dave's drawing.
The link to Primus really patterns is also in the description. People, go get a pattern now.
Thank you.
Heard the man.
And I'll put a drawing in the chat or something.
I think it's really sweet with Boss Cos's cosplays because Boss Cos's suit is a mixture between you, like your blueprints, my pattern, and Dan's shells. It's like all three of our combos together, and I love it.
I do.
It makes me really happy.
That is brilliant.
It's a team effort.
Yeah.
Team effort, indeed.
Yeah. I think I drew Dave and Gly for like my top 3 Spider-Man players thing.
I remember that, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Because when people make fan art of me, I'm just like already like insanely honored the fact that somebody would take their time to like draw something of me. When I saw you do it, I'm like, so this is what I would look like if I like crossed over with them.
Yeah,
I've been thinking of doing a thing that involves. Yeah, there you go. That involves you, Gly, maybe Kai as well. All these people. Yep, there you go as well.
I love Gly's lenses as well. Gly's lenses are so dope.
Yeah, I'd love to have just loads of people cross over with our universe. We just need to figure out how we'd pull that off.
Well, Jake kind of said it already. Spider-Geddon.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We should make our own Spider-Geddon at some point.
Yeah.
Sorry about being really dense. What does that mean? Like, get Spider-Geddon?
Spider-Geddon was a story in the books where it's like a sequel to Spider-Verse. But it's like Armageddon, but it's Spider-Man, so it's Spider-Geddon.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So I'd be like an event.
Nice.
Like PS4 Spider-Man's in it. It's really cool.
Yeah, they even had they had Spider-Man Unlimited in it, and I'm pretty sure he died, but apparently that wasn't the one from the show.
I was in.
I remember seeing an image. Apparently, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man was in it with his yellow eyes and shit.
Yeah. Because they don't really remember that event, do they? They that's sort of like a. It
wasn't well received.
Yeah, they don't remember it. It's sort of like they get pulled out of their timeline and snap back almost instantly, but it's sort of just like a deja vu moment for them. But in reality, they just fought some massive giant shit.
You know what? They're making another Spider-Verse event like in the near future, and I'm eager to see what they do with it. Partly because they have a Spider-Man T-Rex, and I love Jurassic Park as well as Spider-Man, so. The 5-year-old me would be screaming his guts out right now. If you knew that this was going to be a
Gekken. My name is Gekon, and I am an alcoholic. Inside joke. Inside, basically, Gekon is he's like mine and Leah's comic. I'm writing the second run because it's more focused on Peter. He's not Peter Parker, by the way. He's Peter Daniels. He's like, because we completely reworked some things in the universe, like, and we come up with a completely new villain that we love. He's like, long story short, he turns into like a gecko, but he splices more with like.
What was that?
That was my Amazon Alexa.
Lovely. Okay.
So he
Alexa
turns
wants-
into that. Yeah. So he turns into that, and then he splices himself with more DNA, and he starts to look more and more like a reptile. And eventually, he turns into a dinosaur.
It's like if Wish made a lizard costume.
Yeah, and
No, I have a concept for Gekon. Hang on a minute.
yeah,
But I haven't finished. I'm actually going to work on it now.
yeah, because at the moment we've sort of based it on what the lizard from Amazing Spider-Man looks like.
Mhm.
Wouldn't you say, Noah?
Yeah, hang on. Let me.
He'll send it to you, but and we're also going to make it that he looks a bit less muscular, but we're going to make it that he's got a bit of a pot belly, and he's got like sort of shrunken arms yet, but he's still like intimidating. And Leah did the most amazing picture of him. Leah, you still have that picture, don't you?
Let me get him 1 sec.
Yeah.
She did the most amazing
I'll
picture.
put it in Spidey Sona in the Spidey Sona
And
chat.
we're also making it. We're making it that the character's an alcoholic as well, because he's meant to be Peter's like professor or.
Oh,
Sorry, I just found it. Sorry.
Hang on, I've got to show the
He
one.
hasn't got the writing though. This is the one before we put the writing. We did it with a little pot belly and stuff, and there was a speech bubble in
And
the
it
final
said,
result.
yeah, and it said, "Hi, my name is Gekon, and I am an alcoholic."
oh my goodness.
Funny.
Oh,
What a
no, it's
pop-up, yeah.
the other one. And hold on, let me get the actual good one now.
But yeah, he's
Um,
he's a Russian science teacher who teaches Peter and his other lab and his lab partner. That's the one Noah's doing.
It's in chat. You can go look at it HD.
I'd like to say the one I did was a random quick one we did when we were also slightly pissed.
Yeah, that was a funny night.
My drawing isn't as good as Noah's, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, no, it was a cool little because basically I just wanted to do like a little mock up,
Right.
and that's what the mock up was.
Let's make a Funko Pop of him.
Yeah.
We should. That would be
Need a
actually
Funko
adorable.
Pop like that.
Fine, I'll design one.
Oh,
God
it's like
damn.
I'd like
Just
a
finish.
top of Echo as well. I feel like that would be really cute.
Yeah.
Do you want me to design Funko Pops for you guys?
Yes.
please.
For
Every
Okay, I will.
Do one
I'll do one for you as well, Dave.
I think we should have a for your Spider-Man.
This
I think make custom Funko Pops like as an actual thing.
Leo will be back.
There you go.
Yeah, that's probably our internet. But yeah, Dave, basically, he's an alcoholic. He's Russian. His last name's Makarov. Like, I did my full research. And because of the events of the first comic, he gets affected in it. He ends up in a coma. He comes out. He goes absolutely crazy, does all that shit. And that's when, like, when they're fighting his final form, it looks like they're all beaten stuff. And
Hello?
Peter sees, like, Bella struggling to get up and stuff, and sees Gekon about to, like, attack her or something. And he just, like, he gets this burst of energy, and he sort of, like, speeds forward and, like, knocks the giant dinosaur man down.
My brother in Christ, how many times are you gonna say and like?
Like, shush.
turning into a drinking game. Just
Yeah.
It's like,
Yes, please.
like yeah, no.
Leah,
yeah,
Leah,
no.
but
Sorry, what have I missed?
but yeah,
No, I'm
that's
disappointed
what
in
I've
you.
done.
How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah. No, I'll make your mother. Yeah, no.
Gosh. That's what
No.
I've dubbed Peter's Zoomy power, and it's gonna be canonical that Bella Brooke, Leah's character, names it that.
Hey,
Good.
It's like it's sort of like a burst of speed, but it can't do it like it's not like super speed, but it's a burst of speed.
You got
I
the
really
thingies.
do. I really do think we should do another episode soon explaining all of our spider sonar things because we've added so
Yeah.
much more to our
Yeah, we got paid it.
like
Build the
whole
lore.
Yeah,
All the lore.
all the lore,
Yeah.
all the lore.
All
Right.
this talk makes me think of if anybody's heard of Stegron the Dinosaur Man, like actual like Marvel comics. It's just basically the lizard, but just switch out the lizard DNA with dinosaur DNA.
I have
Yeah.
heard of that.
Oh, is that the I don't want to cure cancer, I want to turn people into dinosaurs guy? Is it that guy?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Sauron, which is an X-Men villain, but similar deal. But this is
Got it.
Stegron, and
Oh.
because
Oh,
he's
he's
a man,
beautiful.
I'm just like I need my own version. Like Philadelphia Spider-Man needs a Stegron. So I took that and then like was like, okay, well, dinosaur, knowledge has updated since his creation, so let's make him look a bit more like an actual dinosaur. So I gave him like, feathers and like
Yeah.
crazy colors and
That's
stuff.
cool. He's
I
smooth
love
down there.
that.
He's smooth
love-
down there as well.
I love like how his hands and feet go blue. That's so cool.
Because I'm like certain like pigmentation like that. So I'm like, why not? Let's make him a bit funkier.
Yeah,
I love it.
that's brilliant, Dave. Love it.
Dave,
Love
you're
it.
honestly you're so good at drawing and like making up like characters. Like it's awesome. It's so cool.
It's dope.
Thank you.
It's dope. Right. Okay. We've been going for at least an hour, so I think
Oh.
we'll call it.
It's short, but I was wanting to ask who our favourite original villains were. Like,
Well, we'll do that, and then we'll end this up. Well, we'll ask that. Go on, Noah.
okay. Okay, all of us. Who was our favourite original villains?
Oh, I mean, if we're talking like within universe, I'm gonna say like something that doesn't exist anywhere in any other Spider-Man. it's this guy. So
What is that?
this is okay. If anybody from the U.S. knows, like this is Gritty from the Philadelphia Flyers, and
Oh wow!
in my story, it's like a guy gets a hold of the mascot costume, and Spider-Man just has to try to stop him. It's just it was a joke. Like my friend was like, "Wouldn't it be funny if like Gritty was a Spider-Man villain like in your world?" And I'm like, you know what? Maybe there's something there. But
He's hitting the gritty.
as far as like actual like threatening villains go, it's Philadelphia Green Goblin.
Oh, he looks cool. He looks like
Yeah.
a beetle almost.
Yeah, I was trying to make him look like a skeleton almost,
That's
while still
dope.
making him.
That's dope. I like that.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Well, in mine and Leah's universe, like our original villains, we've only really got two at the moment.
Mine's definitely the shadow monster.
I'll have to go with the Shadow Monster as well, to be fair, Leah, because that one always felt like it just always felt so cool.
Well, there's
And-
like loads
yeah.
of reasoning behind it as well, isn't there?
Yeah, and it makes it more unique and more personal to what we're doing. Oh, love that
Really?
picture.
I'm gonna redo that
One of
picture.
Yeah, no, are you gonna redo it with our updated costumes?
Yeah, I will. Personally, I think my personal favorite one is also my original Goblin. He's not green. He's more purple than anything.
I like the helmet he's got.
Yeah, it's the helmet is sort of inspired by one, obviously by the Green Goblin and stuff like that. But back in like the start of COVID, where everyone was using Wish for some reason, and you'd always see those visor thingies on Wish, right? That go over your whole face, and it looks like some weird futuristic stuff.
Yeah.
It was inspired by that as well, and I want to get one of those just to make a Goblin helmet.
Noah, you should
That'd be fun.
recreate Godspeed Spider-Man in that suit.
Oh, without a doubt, I will. Godspeed Spider-Man is my child.
I know it. You actually have the pumpkin bomb now, the real one.
I do. Yeah, I have the black one as well. The real black one.
Exactly.
That is my original one.
I love the fact that every time you mention that video in your videos, it goes viral.
Exactly.
Glorious, man. You're a whole meme. Like you
He's got a daily account. He's got someone's got a daily account.
I like it every day.
But yeah, in my story, my Spider-Man under the influence of the symbiote, after like a few months of having it, beats the Goblin to death with a pole, Negan style. So,
oh man.
yeah, he smashes his head in, and he gets shot at by police and armed forces and all that before escaping to Bella and Peter's universe.
Like, and that's how I get the symbiote.
That is a whole other can of worms.
And that leads to me getting the symbiote.
As
But
I said, we really need to do a Spider-Sona lore video.
Yeah. We'll sit down and and we'll also discuss that storyline.
the underneath my
There you
knees are sweaty, so that means time to end the video. Right, well, thank you, people watching. Bye.
Goodbye, my name.
No, wait. Dave, do you want to plug anything? Is there anything you want to plug?
Okay. I guess just follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Philadelphia Spider-Man. Yeah, that's And buy my stickers.
Subscribe and follow ISD Prop Shop on all of our social medias, all in the description. Ask me for commissions, please. I need the money. Ask Leah for patterns because you know you want one.
And
Goodbye.
nice to Jake. See you later.
See you later.